Welcome back to IGN's E3 live show, being broadcast live on e3.ign.com and YouTube. The True Crime series has already been to the streets of LA and New York, but now it's time for something a little different: Hong Kong. United Front Games is here to show us True Crime Hong Kong.
Thanks for being with us. It's been a while since we've seen True Crime. How many years?
It's supposed to be about 5 years, actually.
That's quite a long time.
5 years since True Crime New York City, and a lot more since True Crime LA.
So how did you guys come to work on the series, and what's your background, and really how did you get to this project?
Well, United Front Games started in 2007, and at that point in time, Activision wanted to reboot True Crime. You know, it was a time for a new game, a new gen of consoles, and they met with us, and you know, a bunch of us had come from EA, working on Need for Speed and Godfather and Skate, a bunch of guys from Rockstar, guys from Radical who'd work on Hulk and Prototype and Scarface. We had this amazing team of guys ready to build an open world game, and we really started from there. And the thing that they told us was, you have carte blanche, you can create something entirely new, you can reboot it, just make sure the main guy's a cop. And that's where we've gone. We put him in Hong Kong, because we learned that The Departed, a movie about an undercover cop, was inspired by Infernal Affairs. It was a Hong Kong cinema movie. We thought, take a great story, you know, like that, and you add the Hong Kong kung fu, the action, and you kind of mix Hong Kong action cinema and Hong Kong drama, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Well, the setup certainly sounds impressive. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the footage that you brought along and just hit A and kick it off there.
You got it.
So tell me what we're going to see right now.
Well, so far, both at GDC and here at E3, we were showing people a lot of one particular neighborhood, which is really more based off Kowloon. So it's a little grungier. What you're seeing here is these are the other neighborhoods in our world. It's a big, Hong Kong is an island, it's a big place. Here's a view into downtown during the day. There's a lot of different areas you're going to see during the game. Things people haven't seen yet in an open world game. First open world game in Hong Kong, one of the first in Asia, of course, besides a few others, but first one in Hong Kong. So we want to show people how unique that place is. You know, it's under British rule for a long time, so there's enough similarity. You know, the street signs are in English, the road signs are in Cantonese and English, that people will be able to not feel too unfamiliar with it.
It's really refreshing to see this footage, because I think a lot of what people have seen so far is at night with the neon, sort of the same thing over and over again.
That's right.
Exactly, and this is really cool. We see that the game is a lot more expansive than just those nighttime city scenes.
Yeah, we've got, you know, a full day-night cycle. We've got weather. We've got lots of different neighborhoods. You're looking here at sort of a Aberdeen Harbor area. This is Soho, an expat bar district. There's karaoke mini games. We're really trying to create an incredible sandbox, and what you've seen so far with that Kowloon flavored area is just one district, but there is a lot more.
Cool. So another thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is the combat.
Yeah.
Maybe you can give us an overview of what the combat's going to be like. Now, we know True Crime is about shooting.
Yeah.
But what else is it about?
Well, it's about a lot more than shooting this time around. You know, I talked about the Hong Kong action cinema. What we wanted you to feel like with this was a Hong Kong action film star. So often in open world game, you get out of the car and you feel like you're kind of stuck in the mud. You know, the punching feels very like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. What we wanted to do here was make it feel like a Jet Li film or a Tony Jaa film, where you're an incredibly dynamic character. You can move around the environment, and besides, you know, strikes and counters and directional attacks, you can use the environment against your enemies too. You can put a guy into a fan, or you can, you know, put a guy into a fish tank and drown him. You can throw a guy off a roof. You know, there's just a ton of stuff in the sandbox that we want to let you use in combat. So it's not just an open world sandbox, we want it to be kind of a combat sandbox too.
How has it been balancing this really like strong combat aspect with the open world game? Because I know that those are two things that don't always play nice together.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's tough, but we want to really be the game that people say they delivered an awesome story, they had a great looking world, it felt like Hong Kong, and man, the character mechanics were something I haven't played before in an urban open world game. And it's tough, and especially trying to create those action movie moments. What we've had to do is, certain times when you're on a more linear mission, we want it to feel like those action movies. We've decreased things in the sandbox. We've turned the ambient head population down, or we've turned the police off, or something like that, so that you can get kind of a more linear experience.
And you mentioned a little bit, you said there's going to be some karaoke mini games.
Yeah, there's, you know, we've got a great lineup of musical talent. You know, Pharrell was announced this week. He's helping us out with the soundtrack. He'll also play a character in the game. And you kind of put that together with karaoke. You can kind of guess there's some cool stuff that we're doing. There's karaoke, there's gambling mini games, and there's a ton of cop mini games too that are, there's surveillance, safe cracking. There's just a ton of stuff in there. We're really trying to make a lot of stuff in the sandbox, as well as the more linear story stuff I talked about.
Well, it sounds like you've got a great setting going for you, and it just wouldn't be an open world game without all of those little things spread around it.
That's right.
So good luck to you. I can't wait to see the game in more complete
Dave.
form. Thanks for being with us. Jess, back to you.
Thanks a lot for that look. Oh my gosh, can you believe that we just have 3 more games to get through? I definitely can't believe it, and I have been here the entire time. However, we're not done yet, so get set for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Rage, and a special surprise. Oh yes, we're going to end this live show right.